But this is the Suns TV live 3DS XL question and answer session. We've brought you all here because, well, to be honest, there's a lot of questions I had about the 3DS XL that weren't really answered by some of the major media outlets. So I thought this would be a great way for us to answer some of your questions. And they better come out, or I will use my Native American haunting powers to end them. Wow, I have nothing on that. You on the Native American haunting powers? I'm Italian, so I really don't have anything on that to beat you with. But yes, so everybody had questions about these things, so I thought we'd do a live question and answer session and go over the system, and of course compare it to the original 3DS, look at it, and then answer your guys' questions about the actual system itself, and then possibly have a talk about Nintendo, their future, and just how we all love greasing ourselves up with sweet hot butter on our naked bodies. Or that. I mean, I'm just saying either or. Does it shoot lasers at the Reapers? Yes, actually. If you buy the 3DS XL, you will have a better ending in Mass Effect 3. It's guaranteed, yeah. It's a neat little feature. Nintendo talked to BioWare and EA and said, hey guys, we realize you guys have disappointed some fans, so what can we do? So let's not tease anymore here. Of course, this is my original 3DS right here. I got the original blue back in the day, and surprisingly, I very much enjoy it. It's a very good little system, but I was tempted. And I said, no, I'm not gonna get it. But I did. I tried a buddy that they had, and it was quite sexy as it was. So here's the new 3DS XL here, the red. Because see, I had blue. Let me go through this here. I had blue before, right? So we got the blue one, and I said, well, I want the red this time because I had blue, and now a red. Because it's kind of, and you can see too, just from the shininess. Look at that. So see, that's the one thing right off the bat. Okay, I'm gonna just talk to you right off the bat. If you're looking at these things, I could never, as new as my 3DS was, I could never make it look clean without fingerprints. They always look, hey, Brodo, what's going on, bro? What is going on? I'm gonna hit cancel on here. No. Okay, fine. I'll do what you tell me to. So yes, you can tell it's just got a lot of gloss to it. Why did they make the blue one so ugly with the XL? You don't like the blue color? I hear there's a lot of people who don't like it so much. But again, so glossy, and you can see my fingerprints. It's not as bad on the back, but definitely on the front. It's got a very mirror-like finish here. And the pure white one from Japan. Well, now you're just balling right there. But yes, and so as you can see here, the red one. It's a very matte finish, which I like. And then they also, of course, like they did here, they gave the back the red as well. Although you'll notice here that with the blue, this kind of has that piano-esque finish on the blue with this sparkly color. And, well, with the matte finish here, you've got matte on front and on back, which I kind of like. I'm going to say shiny blue is better than lady blue. Oh, is it a lady blue? Is that what the people are saying? Well, I got the red because I like the color better. Brian, Simply T, by the way, did you have a birthday? Simply T, did you have a birthday? I heard you had a birthday. Somebody told me you had a birthday. Am I no, not yet. Okay. I thought at some point you would have a birthday, but I don't know for sure. I saw something on Twitter about that. That's one big reason I'm not side grading. What's this? Oh, I want a solid color system. Why is it so hard? Well, and that's the thing. I like red systems, so I actually have my PSP, which is somewhere around here. It has a red case to it. I like the red, but he is not in puberty yet, but soon. So anyway, that's the first thing you'll notice about this. Of course, besides the size difference, which, there is a size difference. I'll say that much. But really, when you look at it, I mean, yeah, they're different. you know, the you look here, the 3DS XL is definitely bigger. You know, there's some size difference. But as far as like extreme, it's not really all that extreme. You know, you look at kind of how thin they are. Springford, what's up? I just saw you followed today. I was like, you followed me personally. But I mean, you know, it's like ice cream sandwiches. But size wise, it's not as bad as you would think. I don't think it's as bad as it was from the DS Lite to the DS XL, personally. But and of course, you know, everything else like the cameras and stuff are located at the same spot, microphone and all that. They kind of move some of the stuff on the front around, as you can see. We got the headphone jack in the middle on the 3DS, and the headphone jack on the side on the 3DS XL. Your wireless switches are on the same spots pretty much. You know, they're on the side. And then, of course, we have your volume button. And people were saying games look uglier on the XL, but I had a DS XL and played Pokemon Heart Gold, and it looked nice. Yes, I will say, as far as the 3DS, I think it does a better job with original DS games than the 3DS did. It actually has a better ratio, I'll say that much. And of course, you know, as you've seen a lot of screenshots, something I will also mention too, with the 3DS, the normal one, it would open up, and it essentially has got really two settings. You either got this or that, as far as the locked in position. So, and we'll cover that Hyperdual. That's a good question. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to go step by step. We're just going to answer the questions as they come. Screw that. So let's do DS games here. I'm going to pop out here. I got Kid Icarus in here. Let's put in Beautiful Joe, Double Trouble, for the DS. Look at that little thing. Yeah, why go through this? Let's just answer questions as they come. So, but yes, as I was saying about this locks here, so kind of in a laptop position, and then you can go one more and lock, and then you can go one more past that. So it's got 3 settings, and I don't know when I would ever really use this one, but exactly, it's not how about bad the game is, it's Q&A. So let's turn this bad boy on. Something I want to get is a screen protector, because I'm just anal about my screens. I don't know, I just have to have them looking nice. But, kind of turn the volume up on this thing. But, and as it's kind of hard to see, actually, let me turn down here, just so it's easier to see for everybody. Let me turn on the brightness, because it's a little bright. You know. Uh-oh. Not the bad DS version. No, God. No. Why? Why? Or I could play Dokapon Journey, which is a fun game. That's a real fun game, actually. If you haven't played the Dokapon series, that's a really fun game. So let's, oh yeah, let's turn this down to like, let's see how that looks there. It's a little better. Okay. So we got Beautiful Joe in, and if I don't get reflection here, just look on old Joe right there. Okay, and then we'll go open. The battery life is a little bit better than the original 3DS. I played it. I have noticed a little bit more playtime. I'm actually going through some Dragon Ball Z Attack of the Saiyans, and I play it for a few hours, and I am noticing some more. So again, here's how we're looking. Get out of the light. No, this is not any stretching yet. I'm going to go to... yeah, it's got a nice D-pad. The circle pad has got a little bit... just a teeny bit different feel to it. We got a game in here, I think. Yeah, I do. I do have a game in here. It's gonna go, baby. But you can see, I mean, the bottom screen is, of course, huge, very much filled up. The top one, you can see there's little black bars here and here. So there is a little bit. I'm so mad the DSi XL's D-pad was amazing, and they turned it into, yeah, with the 3DS. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the 3DS is all right. You know, it does the job, but it's not as good as I mean, in fact, actually, no D-pad is as good as the original Game Boy Advance's D-pad. That's the best portable D-pad I played. But as you can see, let's just go to continue the fight. So, oh yeah, look how awesome I am. Can't use slowdown or anything, but that's okay. Oh, I got smacked down. Yeah, this is 1-to-1. It's a really nice. Personally, I really like it, and the 3D shows up really nice. There's no weird issues, and of course, let me go back to. Let me actually take this out here. We'll go back to the home and show you how this ran. I mean, of course, you know, comparatively, just screen-wise, you know, the original 3DS was. Let's go in here and go down to that. How many games actually require the Circle Pad add-on? See, and not a lot of them require it, and not even a lot of them use it really all that well, in my opinion. I think it's. I was so annoyed that they didn't use the add-on for Kid Icarus Uprising. They actually let you dual analog control. Really ticked me off. Oh, okay. But of course, you know, the big thing is the screens. Of course, you know, the size of them. Which this always got me about the 3DS, the original one, is that it's like it had a bezel. So yeah, there of course you can see the size of the screen. There's just very, very small, and like some people saying, it just doesn't look right. But there they are. Look at them, my babies. But it's definitely, you can see that there are little. It's kind of difficult, but there's little black bars up top and bottom there. It doesn't actually fill to the top, so it's just a little bit smaller on that. You know, versus I'll even put in just to give you an idea of the screen size here, the difference. I'll put that in, and this will just show you just pure screen size. So I mean, you know, then again, there you got side by side. There the two systems are, and it's pretty evident, especially on original DS games, the kind of size you're going to be getting. So to me, it's just, especially on DS games, there's no comparison because I don't own a DS anymore. So it kind of makes a big difference to me being able to play it at a what I would call a normal size. So yeah, definitely worth it. Ugh, now I want one. Well, they have two. What I will say as far as things I like, because, you know, yes, Kid Icarus is easier to play because you have a bigger touchpad area. I can turn the sensitivity a little bit higher. Well, actually, no, pardon me. I can turn it a little bit down because I have more slop here to play with, and I can actually move around. I feel like I have a better area to play with. So, Kid Icarus was a game I really loved on the system. Actually, plays a little bit better on this. And then, of course, the thing that I really like about this is these new buttons down here. This here is, hey, those guys in the overshirts, what's going on? These here are, that's what the system should have had in the first place, because I always found on the original 3DS, I always found these bothering, because it's like a plastic paper that goes over these, or a piece of plastic, and you can feel the buttons underneath them. But these always felt like after a while, especially after a lot of use, it would rub through, and it really wouldn't work. But yeah, these here are like, just as you can see, they have ridges in them here, so they're actually buttons. They're actually. Let me see if I can let you hear it. So I mean, these are actually real buttons versus buttons with an overlay on it. I didn't like that as much, but this I like much more. I don't have Zelda or Star Fox 64. The other thing too is that um, with the original 3DS, if you look at the 3D slider here, the 3D slider, it's just it slides. The problem I would have sometimes is that with the 3DS, when I would slide it up and down, it's just sensitive to the touch. So sometimes you could actually turn it on just a little bit. So then again, some games that you might not want to play in 3D, or if you're playing in 2D, you just click it a little bit and it just does that barely 3D thing. So it was annoying. They fixed that with the 3DS XL. This actually has a clickiness to it. So when you're moving this here, let's see if I can get a good shot. It actually holds here. It won't move. And then when I move it back, it clicks. Let me let you hear that right there. See, it's got a little clicky click, which to me helps so you don't accidentally, like, I can brush against this thing and it's not going anywhere. But I give it a little tug. I give it a little tug and it does the thing. Yeah, whereas this goes out. Oh, drop that. Now, of course, the other thing with these is, as a lot of people, let's see here. Did you see any dead pixels in the XL yet? I haven't had any dead pixels yet. I actually didn't have any dead pixels on my original 3DS. I haven't had any dead pixels on the 3DS XL yet either. So, hey, no problem. Past the present on which, by the way, let me take a drink here. Wow. By the way, you guys want Pastor President Online to put their link in the chat, you need to visit PastorPresidentOnline.com. Really great guy. He has some amazing proto games, stuff that never came out, or stuff that wasn't released, or stuff in its beta forms. Just some really awesome stuff as far as games that, even I didn't know about, that he has all this just cool, crazy stuff that you've never heard about. So check out Pastor President Online. Go look them up. Go Google that. The battery life is a little bit better. Now, there have been some people... Yeah, there you go. We'll just do this. We'll do HTTP. We'll do that. We'll .p.top on. We online.com. Look at that. Look at that. Penisisland.net. Or that. You go to either one you want. Yeah, I did say that I do notice a little bit better battery life. And it really depends, because on DS games, I've noticed it's a little bit more. On 3DS games, both of them are more, but I noticed more battery life with a DS game versus a 3DS game. There still is more, but of course, I had the Power Pack on my 3DS originally. So it's kind of a weird trade-off, because it's technically less than the Power Pack, but it's definitely more than the original stock battery. So I'm kind of looking forward to maybe adding a battery pack. I don't know if I will, but for now, it's really good. Oh yes, and you asked about the last ability of Nintendo, I think is what Cookie Army was talking about. As far as... if we're talking about, like, are they going to be in hardware forever? Are they going to, go the software route like Sega does? Is that the gist of your question? I just want to understand. Yeah, I would. Well, I don't know if I can agree with that. Cookie Army Leader said, I feel the real Nintendo is the handheld space. I mean, that's the funny thing. The Wii is one of my most played systems this generation. Um, no, as long as it's printing new money, they will make new hardware. See, I love my Wii, and I know a lot of people hate it because they think it's shovelware, they think it's got bad games. My game collection for the Wii is insane, and to me, as far as a gamer who grew up in the NES era, that's I mean that's what I love. They're just pure games. They're not really about the graphics. I know there's some gimmicks in them, which I will give that. That's its own problem there. Um, I love the Wii. I don't see Darksiders on the Wii when it's already out. Well, and that's a good point. I know I got Batman and a couple other things coming out for it. I personally really love Nintendo. Now their handhelds, as far as quality, I still think Nintendo owns the handheld market. Um, but I don't think Nintendo's main competition in the handheld market is Sony. I think it is still cell phones. I've said it once, I've said it a billion times. As a guy who couldn't care about cell phones more than a couple years ago, I think that cell phones will be the next big thing as far as portable systems go. PTOP, my friend Borman says, to be fair, there was a lot of garbage on the Wii, but there were also some incredibly unique games that you won't see elsewhere, and that is with ignoring the control method. Couldn't agree with you more. Nintendo, if you look at the NES, and I think this is something people forget, the NES had its share of shovelware. It had its share of crappy, crappy games. And the funny thing is, you look at them like, Bible Adventure, the LJN games, and some of those games are actually going for a lot of money because they're rare, because it's an oddity. So I think we look back on the Nintendo with rose colored glasses. The NES had a ton of great games, but you also have to go, okay, within that ton of great games, there are also some bad ones. Um, Nintendo handles aren't overpriced with the Vita, and you get a free SD card. Yes, that is the thing too. The 3DS came with a 2 gig card, and the 3DS XL comes with a 4 gig SD card, which is very nice. Um, and the transfer process between transferring the two of these, I've had people ask me about that, was actually really easy. You go into your options menu, you say to transfer the systems back and forth from one another. For me, it took about 30 minutes because I didn't have as many download games. If you have a lot of downloaded games or DSiWare games, it's going to naturally take you longer. And I mean, I just switched everything over. I mean, it just switched right over. It would be interesting if Nintendo decided to go back to making Game Boy player for their consoles, but of course, it would have to be a 3DS player. Well, then and again, the 3DS and the DS present a unique control challenge. One, I think the Wii could overcome because you have pointer controls and you could maybe mimic that, but I don't think they're going to do that with the 3DS or any of the other systems they come out with. And the other thing too is now the stylus is located on the side here, so it very much feels like the old DS systems, and it's just a solid plastic stylus. Some people are saying they feel that the build quality is cheaper. I don't know if I would say that I feel it's less quality. It's a different kind of plastic. Hey Riz, what's going on, sir? Good to see you. Do you think it's worth getting? Maybe trading your old 3DS for the XL, or even having both? No. Well, what I did was I went down to GameStop and I did their trade-in thing. They're giving $100 for it. The only reason I have it, and this is something I'll tell you guys. This will be the advice on trading your 3DS in, okay? Because GameStop has a deal. I don't know really what the time limit is on it. I'm hoping through this week. But if you come in and trade in your old 3DS, they'll give you $100 towards a brand new 3DS XL. So essentially, you're getting a 3DS XL for $100. Now, that's if you like the deal. Number one, go to a store that you know has Wi-Fi. Number two, go to a store that you may know one or two of the people working there, and you know they're not idiots, because there are people within GameStop that don't even know how this works. But essentially, you go there, you connect to their Wi-Fi, and within your settings menu here, you just go in and open that up, and there's in the other options is an option to transfer your system over, and it's very simple. You ask to transfer the system over, transfer all your content over to it, and take your SD card from the original 3DS and put it into your 3DS XL. Two things I'll say about that. If I could say a complaint I'd have about the system, the old 3DS, if we look at the SD card here, the slot that opens up here, it opens up really nice, and it's pretty thick. It's got some good girth to it. You know, you can really mess with that thing, and you don't really have to feel like you're breaking it. With the 3DS XL, it's weird because it's at this angle here. Here's where your SD card is. You kind of have to pull it out ever so gently, and it's, if you can look there, it just doesn't have the same girth as the 3DS had. So Sean talked to me a little bit about it too. I'm a little worried that if you would accidentally leave it open, it could break off. But here's the other thing too at GameStop that I will let you know. You do not have to give them your SD card. So the SD card that is in your 3DS, you can keep that for yourself. So when you transfer everything over, if everything fit onto your 2 gig card that was on your original 3DS, keep it. Keep your I'm dropping my stuff. Keep your 2 gig card, put it in this, and you have an extra 4 gig card. I don't know if you have anything to use for it or if you want to use extra saves, but to me, why give them something extra that they don't need? The other thing is, too, if you haven't already done this, which you should have, make sure before you give this away to GameStop to register it for your Nintendo points. If you end up going to a GameStop that doesn't have a Wi-Fi signal, like mine did, I had an issue, I was at one in a mall, then what you're going to have to do is, they have a process for that. They will allow you to take it home. You still have to pay the full $200, transfer everything over, and then bring it back. And you just have to bring your receipt with the old 3DS back. You don't have to bring your 3DS XL, trade it in, and then they'll give you your $100 back. Riz Rave, so doesn't have the same quality making as a regular 3DS, a little cheaper make. I don't see this as a cheaper build. I like the matte finish personally better than the mirror finish. I've never been a fan of mirror finishes. My PSP was the same way. I hate the mirror finishes. That's why I have the Metal Gear Solid PSP, because it's the matte finish and not the mirror finish. As far as quality, I mean, it feels, the weight of it feels like a quality device. This doesn't feel cheaply made. Like I said before, I like the fact that it opens up and you have this setting here and then another setting. The hinges don't feel loosey-goosey. It really feels like a quality piece of machinery. There's just people that will look at this plastic, and whether it's personal preference, I don't know. They might not personally like it, but I think it's a quality build. They do have the little etches here for your lanyard if you want to attach those into there so you keep a hold of it so it doesn't fall out of your hands. Loosey-goosey? No, and it's you know, you feel this. It feels just fine. I don't, personally, I don't think it is. Yeah, I would say it feels like the 3DS XL, or the it's his bed sex talk, said in Johnny Bravo voice. Yeah, I would say it's close to the DSi XL. It's just a different look, you know. It's definitely a different look, a different feel. Oh, the other thing too. Here's the bonus. As you can see, I've got a screen protector on this, and maybe I can reflect and let you see this if it will show it here. On my top screen protector, it might be kind of hard to see here, but on my top screen protector, I'll show you. It's about right here, and here is a little line. Anytime you would close the system, even though there's little rubber bumpers up here, if you closed it, this bottom screen would always touch this screen. And I'll just steal your 3DS at PAX. Oh, yes. Bring it. Which, by the way, is nothing we're going to be talking about here in the future. But yeah, it was always bothered me. I don't necessarily think it scratches the screen. I just didn't like the fact that it touched. And with this new one now, these you have these little small rubber bumpers up here. If we can get a little reflection on. Yeah, see those little bumpers right there? These bumpers are located above the screen and actually touch the bottom screen so that there's a little bumper, a little a little space between the top screen and the bottom screen. Which, if you have a screen protector, I know it doesn't really matter all that much, but I thought it's just a nice little extra. All in all, here's what I'll just say about this: is to me the 3DS XL feels like the system Nintendo should have originally released. But that was the same with the DS Lite. When you looked at the DS Lite compared to the original DS, to me that was the system they should have originally come out with in the first place. So yeah, I mean, everybody talks about Nintendo and how they do their things, and I agree. I'm a sucker, I guess you could say, for buying into this new thing, but I love my 3DS. I love my DS. So if you have a ton of DS games and a ton of 3DS games, especially the downloadable stuff, trading in your old ones for $100, comparatively for 250 or 300 for a Vita, which I personally don't feel has the selection of games, it's really a no brainer. And the other thing is too, if you got bigger hands, the 3DS XL very much helps. I'm 6'4", I got some big hands, and the 3DS wasn't bad. I won't even say it really bothered me, but I will say that the bigger, the girth, the width really helps on the 3DS XL. So that's pretty much my impressions of the systems. I don't know if there's anything else that you guys wanted to go over, any of the questions you have. You can scratch it, unfortunately. Some people are still having issues with the XL, but not as much. The cost of the XL in the U.S. is $200, $200, $199, and of course, if you trade in your DS, you get $100 at GameStop. Oh, when I went, yes, Hybrid. When I went to buy this, I pre-ordered Code of Princess because, yeah, and it does include the power supply. The power supply, if we can look at it here, looks like this. It's a very normal, standard power supply. No power base or anything. That's the other thing, too. Not only do you not have to trade in your SD card, you can also keep your power. You can also keep the power base that came with the original 3DS. So you can keep your SD card and your power base. So again, if you're trading them in to GameStop, keep your power base and keep your SD card. To me, SD card, I don't know, it's $5 or something. Your stand is $5 or $10. But again, every little, well, right, it doesn't fit the XL, but if you wanted to sell it online, I mean, mind you, for each of these things, even if you transfer everything off, you're maybe getting $5, $10 for everything. But again, that's an extra $10 that you get to keep, that you don't give over to GameStop, because hey, why? What? Give them as little money as possible. Make them give you as much, and you give as little. That's my opinion on the whole thing. But yeah, I will agree. It's a much better deal, Riz, than $249 for the Vita, and I right now don't see the value in the Vita. I just don't. Part of the reason I have a 3DS is because of the backwards compatibility. I wouldn't go to GameStop. They throw away packaging. Yeah, I was actually kind of thinking about not giving my 3DS packaging because I know they're just going to throw it away. And I thought, well, what's the use of it anyway? So, do the games look a little more pixely jagged on the XL? No, and that's what we looked over that there. Let me go close here. And let me actually change here something real quick. And I'm going to change the autofocus here for a second so we can... I want this to autofocus on the nice screen that's going to come up here. So you'll see a little... some... Oh, you know what I'll play? Yeah. This will be good. Yeah, and I like the Vita. As far as the hardware goes, I mean... The Vita is awesome. As far as the system goes, the Vita has a lot of possibilities. And Dragon's Crown makes me want to touch myself. But right now, I can't see it. So here's, see, this will focus in on this here. So as you can see, it's actually pretty nice. I don't see really any, bad issues. Of course, this is a download game, so it's a little bit different. But let me go back here. This soundtrack too. Okay, that music face. That's right. Pardon me. I had to dance. I had to boogie. Sometimes you just got to boogie. Sometimes you can't escape the boogie. It's like Michael Jackson says. Don't blame it. You got to blame it on the boogie. That's what Michael Jackson says. Blame it on the boogie. Yeah, it's awesome stuff. Way forward. I love you so much. Well, let's play. Here's a good little example here. We got a DSi downloadable game. Kind of give you guys an idea of what that plays like here. So let's do this real quick here. So we're gonna zoom this up here. It will play nice with me. So yeah, it's got a really nice screen. I mean, personally, I really like the screen. It looks great. I don't see any, like jaggities or pixelization issues. It's a really nice looking screen, which was like you guys were worried about. I was kind of worried about it doing that, and I'm very, very impressed with it. It feels complete like it should. So go back to the home. Okay. Where's the TMNT game? Are you talking about the DS Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle game? Because I don't have that one. Any virtual console stuff? I have Zelda Four Swords. I have Kingdom Hearts demo. Yes, we do need more shmumps. I will totally agree with you there. Why don't they just port over? Just port over virtual console. Give us good old friendly, lovely cave goodness on the 3DS. Just saying. Just saying. It would make sense to me. Yeah, exactly. But whatever. Whatever. What is it my business? What do I have? I have unread notifications. Oh, Spot Pass. I see. Okay. Okay, great. There's Metal Torrent on the DSiWare. Oh, really? I have not heard of this. I have Nanostray for the DS, Nanostray 2, and then of course they had that other one. I don't know. Well, let me look that up real quick. And while I wait for some other questions, if we have any more questions from the audience, I'll be more than happy to answer those for you about the 3DS. But again, I will say this all just comes back to what you have for the system, what you have for your DS, what you have for your 3DS. I mean, if you're just starting off and you've got a DS and you don't have a 3DS and nothing really interests you, maybe it's not for you. When am I going to bust out the Dreamcast and try the two NG Dev Team games? I will. I don't know if I will ever actually get those for the Dreamcast. If I did, I would actually probably order them for my MVS, for my Neo Geo, my actual arcade unit. Because, I don't know, to me, that seems right. So we'll look up Metal Torrent. When you first said Metal Torrent, I thought they were actually like a real torrent. When Tong comes back, oh boy, that's a whole nother issue. I'm gonna watch this Let's watch this. Let's watch this Metal Torrent together here and see what this is all about. This is recommended by good old Hyperduel here. Oh, I gotta. Hold on. Let me get up close here. Let's go to. I gotta go to the source settings. I gotta set my focus. Focus. Okay. Have you played once he picks up Aero Fighters 3, yeah. Okay. Wow, that is I don't even watch no more. Let's go back here and buy this thing. Metal Door would play better on the MVS. $4.99. Yeah, download. Psh, I'm not a sucker. Tap here to purchase. Yes. Thank you, Hyperduel. Oh yeah, Ketsui. Okay, right. Purchase. Yes. Download now. No, not later. I don't want to download later. And we're just going to download this to the system. Man, thank you very much, Hyperduel. I really feel weird about this actually, because I'm one of these people that I will go and check the 3DS all the time to see what they have, and I never saw that. So, but I never had a DSi or a DSi or a DSXL, so I didn't know a lot about the DSi stuff that came out. I only knew about the 3DS stuff, so I'm still catching up on all it. So very much appreciated. I'm very thankful, sir. Diet root beer. Nothing does it like diet root beer. Huh. Well, what do you know? I'm just gonna close this up here. Although the only bad thing about this, now I have to retire my old DS case I had. It's somewhere around here. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I've got a DS case that I've had for ever since I bought my first DS. That has fit every DS I've had, and then I tried to put the 3DS XL in it, and it was like, sad face. It doesn't fit. It's too small. Brian, if you ever get a chance, you should get a Killer Instinct arcade cabinet. I played an emulated version of the two games on my Xbox. Oh yeah, Killer Instinct. I would love to have a Killer Instinct machine. I know there's some people who don't like it, but I love Killer Instinct personally. Ultra Combo coming out for the Ultra 64, not the N64. It was back when it was the Ultra 64. It was Ultra, Ultimate Ultra. It wasn't some pansy N64. It's the Ultra 64. But I would probably buy it and do one of those flash mods to where I would just have a flash card with it instead of the hard drive, because those are so prone to fail. But oh yeah, the SNES version of Killer Instinct, that doesn't even count. That doesn't even count. Killer Instinct Gold was as close as we ever got to an arcade perfect version of the game. But even that, I would say, was all right, but it's not the arcade version. Killer Instinct 1, full gore. I rocked Worlds. There were worlds here, and I rocked them. And people are like, you just rocked my world. I'm like, yes, I did. Yes, I did. I just did it. Minus the controller. Well, yeah, that's true. The N64 controller was not exactly a fighting gamer's paradise as it was. So, yeah, it kind of had its own trouble. You know, there is one extremely rare cabinet I've never been able to find, but played as a kid at Midway Arcade. The giant screen House of the Two shuttle cabinet. Wow. That's pretty ballin', man. That's pretty ballerific. Riz, yes, I'm surprisingly interested in the Wii U. I'm excited for Tank Tank Tank, Project P100, and of course all of the Wii U titles that are going to be on the other next gen consoles like the 360 and the PS3. I I don't know how to say it, but Nintendo is the only company that can still get me excited about hardware. Now, oh yeah, Tank Tank Tank, exactly. If they emulate Tank 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 as far as the arcades and do the multiplayer and do everything right, that will be the best game. And when we go to PAX, seriously, we are going to be like your Tank 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 headquarters. There will be coverage, there will be videos, there will be audio, there will be wet beds over Tank 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 at PAX. If everything goes according to plan, they have it there when you get to play it. But and Zombie U, and there were a lot of games I was excited about, and of course Platinum being on it is a plus. Um, but yeah, like I said, Nintendo is the only system that can get me excited about the hardware. The only reason I bought a PS3 or a 360 was because of games. I didn't buy a 360 because I love the hardware. No, I bought a 360, my original 360, as a Red Ring when Microsoft was still doing their little exchange program. Bought a Red Ring so I could send it in and buy it. PS3 I bought used as well. So, yes, Hyperdual, I totally agree. And that is something I am hoping with the next console generation, with the Wii U. One, they let me transfer all my game and my virtual console stuff from my Wii to my Wii U, and then they take it to the next level and keep doing the virtual console stuff. Because it weirds me out that for the last, I don't know, it was like 3 months in a row, they had nothing at all. And then the last month or so, they've been just like, new game, new game, new game, new Neo Geo game, like they keep releasing stuff. But you know what? I don't get. This is what I don't get about Nintendo. Where, out of all the Konami games, they have plenty of Konami NES Virtual Console games. Where is Contra? Konami, Nintendo, Contra. Contra. Okay? Like, one of the best Nintendo games ever, conceived. You have the right. You can just go, okay, put it out. And it's not out. We've had the Wii for years, and you don't have Contra. Crisis Force. Oh, there you go. Wii U looks pretty good. I just hope there's not as much shovelware as they push it on the Wii. Yeah, and that's where I know people are looking at the Wii, and it does have a lot of shovelware games. I won't deny it. But I was talking with Sean, and he made an interesting point that if you look back at the Wii and you look back at the NES, all the shovelware games on the NES, well, I will say not all of them, but there's a good handful that are really rare because they were crap and they didn't make a lot, so it was really rare, hard to find. I wonder what shovelware games or what really crappy games on the Wii that 10 years down the road are going to be worth something. Now, I don't know if that's true, of course, with digital downloads and all this stuff going on, but I wonder, just from a collection standpoint, what games are going to be worth something in the future. Oh, yeah. So, I think that's about it on 3DS, unless there's anybody else with questions. Anybody else with Conduit 1? I heard Conduit 2 is better. And I actually have never gotten the chance to play the Conduit games, but I heard the Conduit 2 was better than the first one, from what I understand. But, I mean, who cares about Conduit 1 or Conduit 2? Dora the Explorer, yes. Dora the Explorer on eBay, $1,000. Buy it now. But like I was saying, who cares about Conduit 1 when you've got Sin and Punishment on the Wii? I mean, Sin and Punishment, Star Successor on the Wii. And you know what you play after that? Star Successor. And then after that, Sin and Punishment, 2-player co-op. Yeah. There you go. That was actually something I just did, by the way. If you have Sin and Punishment on the Wii Virtual Console, it can be played 2 players, and Eric and I played it last weekend. Surprisingly fun, because I love Sin and Punishment, but it's really difficult to play with the controls because there's a lot of buttons, there's a lot going on. You're having to focus on jumping, on moving, on hitting things. So you've got one guy who's aiming the gun and hitting. This is just focused on attacking and hitting and doing all that. And then another guy is focused on jumping, moving, rolling. And it's this really weird, I don't know how to best describe it. It's like driving. Somebody drives and someone hits the gas pedals. That's kind of how you go. But when you get into a rhythm of it, we beat the game and died once. And that was from a mistake. That's all we did. And we got this great score. and it was really fun. So tonight or this week, when you're with your buddies, I encourage you to play two-player original Sin and Punishment on the Wii Virtual Console. The only way that the 3DS could be made better is if they start allowing more. I mean, what would be really great is if they allowed your Virtual Console stuff on your Wii to be played on your 3DS. That's where they need to start bridging the gap. That's the one thing the Vita is doing really well that I don't think the 3DS is doing as well. They need to start bridging that gap between Virtual Console and both systems. And if they can do that with the Wii U and allow you to bridge that gap, then the 3DS is hands down the winner. I think it's the winner now, but it's hands down the winner. Kind 2 story was worse. It's 2 action here. Again, we've talked about this before, but I'm not much of a story guy into games. I just want to know if it plays better. Zelda Twilight Princess will always be the game that was able to be good on the GameCube and Wii. I personally prefer the GameCube version. That's just me. But whoa! I just shook it up here. 8.9. But I will go play Metal Torrent. That's actually what I'm gonna do. After I get the test, I'm gonna play Metal Torrent, and then tell you guys all about it because Hybrid Duel, you're amazing. Apparently, there's going to be a lot of crossover between the two consoles, Wii U and 3DS. The camera disagrees. Actually, the camera was kind of nodding, I'd say. Yeah, and that's what I'm looking forward to. Speaking of 2s, I didn't pick up New Super Mario Brothers 2 because it looks cool and it's a great game, but it's kind of more of the same. And at this point, I've got it on the DS, I got it on the Wii, and nothing is just making me want to go out there and play it. So I'm kind of waiting on that. But anyway, thank you all for coming out and checking out the 3DS XL. My final recommendation is yes. I definitely think it's worth the money for me, for the games I have, and the enjoyment I get out of it, for the downloadable stuff like this Metal Torrent. But, it's something I want. Serious question. Does it make me a bad guy for not wanting to buy a PS3 or 360? No, not at all. You are just fine. I have no allegiance to any consoles whatsoever. I mean, I like my 3DS XL, but I only like it because of the games. Well, a little bit because it's Nintendo and the system's good, but go play your systems for the games. Hey, no problem, Hyperduel. I'm glad to do it. I'm glad to help the guys out. But that's the end of the message. This is the Mr. Rogers moment. Play your gaming consoles for the games. That's it. Play whatever game console you have, play it because of the games. Do not play it because of the system. Do not play it because of the gimmicks. Forget all that stuff. If you enjoy it and you enjoy the games, play it. I mean, it's as simple as that. So, no, you're not doing anything wrong. You're just fine. I have a PS3 and a 360, but yeah, Kid Icarus. I love Kid Icarus on the 3DS. I think it gets a lot of crap, and it's actually right now it's my favorite 3DS game just because it's huge. There's so much to do and so much to collect. I mean, it's HAL, so of course. Hades is gay, and I love him. Yeah, he's definitely that kind of Liberace, very extravagant, larger-than-life kind of character. So, scratchy touch. Yeah, get a screen protector. That is one of the reasons I bought a screen protector for my 3DS, because I'm like, I'm going to be playing that Kid Icarus a lot. I don't want to scratch my screen up. I have tried the demo out for Dust. I enjoyed it, but I don't think I'm going to pick it up right away. It feels a little easy. I want to say it feels a little bit easy to me, but that's just personally. Put a drill in the screen. Anyway, guys, have a great night. Thanks for joining us, and of course, if you want some more information, go to substancetv.net. We got some great articles up there. There's going to be some announcements as well about our trip to PAX. But that's some content videos I'm working on for a little bit later this week. But go to substancetv.net. Check it every day. Check it every hour. Check it every minute. And we're going to be having updated content on the site about PAX and about all the things going on with the site. It's going to be awesome. How does it sit on the Kid Icarus stand? That's a good question. I haven't used the stand with it. I imagine it would be a little bit more wobblier. Well, that's a very good question. I don't know. I'll find that out. And get back to you and tell you how it stands on it. So, anyway, have a wonderful evening, a wonderful day, and we'll see you guys, if not sooner than later, next Saturday at 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. I know we've been a little lax on those because the week before was at Eric's and then last week Sean was busy, but we're still going to be doing those right here, Saturday 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. See you, sexy guys.